Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a fantastic day, a productive day, and a great start to the week. It is my pleasure to welcome you to yet another Neolife opportunity presentation session. As is the custom, every Mondays and Fridays, we normally have an opportunity session where we get to showcase to the guests who've been invited to this call what Neolife is all about and what the opportunity therein lies. And my name is Alan Wanjohi, Field Development Officer for Neolife Kenya. I'll be your host for tonight's meeting. It's going to be about an hour's meeting. And I want to welcome each and every one of you. I'm sure we have people logging in from across the borders, not just in Kenya, that is from Uganda, Tanzania, across Africa, across the over 5 continents that we are in. And I want to welcome each and every one of you to tonight's session. And to help me with this presentation, as has been the norm throughout, we have our very own world team leader, Mr. Pascal Oloo, who is based in South Africa, but is also actively building across, not just in South Africa or Kenya, across borders. And there's no one better to take us through tonight than Pascal himself. And then thereafter, I will be able to hear from our leader, our world team member to be, Mr. Jesse Ainebyoona. We'll also be able to share with us his story and why you, as a guest, should be able to say yes to this opportunity tonight. So grab your pen, grab your book, jot a few points down. This might be your game-changing moment. So karibu sana and feel at home. So Pascal, if you can hear me, the floor is all yours. Take it away, and thereafter introduce Jesse. Karibu sana.
Thanks, Alan, for that intro. I really appreciate the intro. And we also want to thank Neolife for hosting our meeting every Monday, just to showcase what we do. And as Alan has said, I think this, if you're a guest, today may be a game changer in your life, because that happened for us. That happened for Betty and myself in this business. We started over 27 years ago, and our goal was to earn an extra $200 a month, because that is what we needed to supplement my salary as a civil engineer. So when Betty and I started this business, we thought if we made $200 a month, that would really help supplement my salary, because Betty wasn't working. Now, the mission of our company is a very simple idea. The mission is very simple: to make the world a healthier and a happier place. And that starts with you as an individual. You need to make a decision. Do you want a healthier life? Do you want a happier life? Do you want more income? Do you want a better family atmosphere? Do you want to buy things that your family needs or you need? If those are your goals or those are your desires, this business is for you. So it's really amazing how time flies. I remember at the beginning of this year, we put this 2023 as the beginning for the new month. Already 8 months have gone, and we're approaching September very rapidly. Betty and I started this business for just 3 reasons: money, money, and money. That's why we started the business. But after being in the business for 2 or 3 months, we realized that this business involves more than money, because the first thing we did, we got one of our children, Felix, has got sickle cell, and we knew that we needed products to make his health a bit better. So we put him immediately on some of the supplements, and his health dramatically improved. We started the business to make an extra $200, but after 7 months of doing the business full-time, our income reached $1,000. That's when we really decided, I'm going to make this business my full-time career. If you're a guest, take a serious look at the business. Take in the information, as Allah said, take a pen and paper and jot some notes, and make a decision after this presentation. Before we go to describing what this business is, I think all of us are aware, or most of us are aware, that there are essentially 4 ways that people use to generate income. The first is called a job. It's when you work for somebody, and at the end of 30 days, they pay you a salary, or if it's every 2 weeks, you agree on what they pay you. A job is good, but at least it gives you the opportunity to put food on the table, to have a roof over your head, and have clothes on your back. But there are challenges with the job because of technology and the way things are changing around the world so rapidly. I could never say that there's anything called a secure job. Because of artificial intelligence, because of whatever is going on around the world, employers have found more efficient and easier ways to generate a product or a service, and using less people, they're able to generate revenue with less people. The second way that people use to generate income is self-employment. This is when you get money, you borrow, you mortgage your house, you get your life saving, and you invest in a business where you provide a product or a service to the public in return for the salary or the revenue that the public pays you. This is good because you control how hard you work. The challenge with this is that if you're not there physically yourself, your income doesn't come in. Or if you want to get away, you want to take leave, you've got a family challenge, or you fall sick, or you want to take holiday, you need somebody who knows what you're doing or the product or service you're providing, and somebody whom you trust so that the revenue actually comes in. This is a challenge to most people. The other challenge with self-employment is if you go away from the business for 2 months, a very simple test to know whether you own a business or not. Go away from your business for 2 months or 30 days and see if the business stops functioning. If it does, it means you don't own the business owns you. The third element about big business. That is the third way that people use to generate income. These are companies or people who invest huge capital to generate revenue. This involves also employing a lot of people, and whenever you employ a lot of people, you also have a lot of labor issues. The ordinary person in the street doesn't have that level of investment to be able to start a big business. For example, in South Africa, to buy a McDonald's franchise would cost you something like 2.5 to 3 million rand, which is about $200,000. The average person doesn't have that kind of money. The fourth way that people use to generate income is investment. This is when you have money which is over and above what you need for your daily living, and you invest in a product or a vehicle or an instrument that gives you a return on your investment. This requires two things. You need knowledge and skill of investing. Because most people don't have the necessary skill of investing, they employ others who are more skilled or knowledgeable about investment. There are other ways that people use to generate income. These are professional athletes or professional sports people or musicians or authors. These are really, really specialized careers that the ordinary person doesn't have access to. The question is there a criteria you can use to determine that this is an ideal business for building wealth that is within the reach of the ordinary person in the street? I think it needs to have the following 7 elements. The first, you need very low capital to start. In our business, you require between $60 and $100 to start a global business. I will explain a bit later about the global part of it. So you need very low capital to start. And the reason this is so is because the company you're going to partner with has already done a lot of the heavy lifting to partner with you to start a global business. The second criteria is you need to get involved in distribution of goods and services. Why? Because this is what people need. You generate income when you distribute or provide a product or a service to a great number of people. That leads to the third element, to have a global reach. Our company does business in over 50 countries around the world. In Africa, we do business in 14 countries. And these 14 countries has a population base of over 450 million people. What does that tell you? That we have a very, very large population base to service with our product and our services. The fourth element is leverage. Leverage is one of the keys to success in business. Why is that important? You see, you and I have 24 hours a day. If we spend 8 hours a day working, 3 or 4 hours to travel or to have meals, We spend another 3 hours or 2 hours interacting with our family and friends, and we sleep another 8 hours. You can't stretch and get 24.5 hours. All of us have 24 hours. But you can only be successful when you find a way to multiply the time that your business offers a product or a service. And that is really what leverage is. Banks know how to do this. That's why they open branches. Retail stores know how to do that. That's why they open stores around the same city or in different parts of the country. That's what leverage is. It's one of the keys to financial independence. The fifth element is you need consumable, high-quality products. Why? Because consumable products have a repeat sale. People use the product, and they buy some more. I mean, you and I are going to buy and use soap every single day until the end of our lives. So soap is a good business. The sixth element is you need a business system. What is that? A system is a method or a procedure to run your business. It involves procedures, it involves policies, it involves tools and equipment, so that you teach the people you're doing business with to do the business, so that you as the owner of the business does not have to be present when the business is being run. And the last one is timing. Timing is very important, because if you start the business at the wrong time, it doesn't gain traction. Either it is too early or it's too late in the growth curve. So, what is network marketing? What is this business that we're talking about? Network marketing is a system of distribution of goods and services where a product comes from the manufacturer to the consumer and cuts out all the middlemen. In between the manufacturer and the distributor stands, between the manufacturer and the consumer stands the distributor, like myself. And what is the advantage of this system? First, we cut out all the middlemen. We have no advertising in our business. Advertising is done by word of mouth from one person to the next. In fact, a number of products, the advertising cost ranges between 35 to 50% of the budget of the product. And why is that? Why is that relevant? That is relevant because if you take out all this advertising budget, there's money available, more money available to pay people who are advertising by word of mouth. We don't have wholesalers or retailers in our business. The products are explained to customers in person so that the customer actually buys the product when they have got sufficient information to make a good buying decision. So what the company we partner with do, they actually pay us for referring customers to buy products. I mentioned earlier about partnering with a company. You see, in business, if you want to start a business, the first thing you need to do is find out the product that the public needs, or the customer or the market needs. Number two, design the product. Number three, get raw materials to manufacture the products. Number four, quality control. Number five, packaging of the products. Number six is registration of the product in different markets. Number seven is putting up infrastructure for the product to reach all the markets you want to do business. In this case, all that has been done for you. So although you're in business for yourself, you're not by yourself, because you're partnering with a company that has already done the heavy lifting for you. Okay? There are no qualifications required in a business except three things. One is a desire for success. Number two is teachability. That means the willingness to learn new things. Number three is just hard work. If you have these three things going for you, you're going to be very successful in this business. Now, Neolife started as a result of the dream of one person, Jerry Brassfield. We are eternally grateful to Jerry for having a dream. When Jerry was a teenager, he had very, very serious asthma, and his mother gave him natural remedies. And when he felt better, he recovered, he decided maybe I should share this idea of using natural products to maintain good health. And that's how Neolife was started. That's how Neolife took off in 1958. But what has kept our business going for all this year is because we believe in 5 basic corporate principles. The first is absolute honesty and integrity. We tell the truth about our products. about what our business can do, and about the way we deal with our customers and our distributors and the public. Honesty and integrity. The second element is people are number one. The most important resource we have in our business is people. If we don't have people, we don't have anything. The third is products that work. Neolife has put together a group of scientists called the Scientific Advisory Board, whose job is just to research, develop top quality products in their various categories. That's why the products work, because the nature of our business is such that you deal with individual customers on a very personal basis. And when they use products and they experience really good results, they'll come back again. The fourth element is equal opportunity for everybody. Everybody starts this business at the same level, whether you're a man or a woman, old or young, man or woman, whatever it is, everybody from every background can join and become successful in the business. And the last one is a long-range vision. You need to have a very long range in this business. We suggest that initially you need to have a 2 to 5 year plan. What does that mean? Create a goal to do the business seriously the way you are guided by your mentor or your sponsor for 2 to 5 years. I think if you follow the plan that we teach, within 2 to 5 years, you'll be financially independent. Neolife started in 1958 in the USA, came to South Africa in 1971, went to East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania in 1996-97. West Africa went to 1999 and the year 2000. If you're a guest, this business has come to your doorstep today. Now, why do people start this business? People start this business for different reasons. Betty and I started the business because of money. Some people start the business because they want a better life for their families and children. Some start because they are really tired of their jobs. Some people work in very toxic environments. Maybe they want to take good care of their parents. Maybe they're approaching retirement and they want something to do after their retirement. Some people start the business because they want to have good homes. Some people start the business because they want to buy good cars. People start the business for so many different reasons. Some start the business because they want to go for holidays. Some start the business because they want to make money. Some start the business because they want to be physically fit or healthy. So you're going to partner with a company that is got more than 60 years experience, operating in over 50 markets or countries around the world. It's supported by the Scientific Advisory Board, and we have 4 ranges of products in our business. Which are these products? The first one is called the Golden Home Care products. Products we use for cleaning the bathroom, the kitchen, the toilet, tiles, everything in your home that requires cleaning, we've got the products for you. The next range is the personal care range of products. These are things like hair shampoos, hair conditioners, hand and body lotion. The third element is the skincare range of products. These are the reason why this is very critical, because your biggest organ in your body is your skin. In fact, if you observe somebody's skin, it will give you an indication of their health status. Then we have the health supplements. This is the highest selling range of our business because your greatest wealth is your health. If your health is finished, your mission in life is finished. How does this business work? This business works when you do what we call the 3 daily success habits. 3 things we do every day to grow our business. The first of them is we use the products. We simply change our buying habits. What does that mean? It means that, you see, at the end of August, you're still going to buy soap, whether in this business or not. You're still going to buy consumable material for your home use. So what we suggest is this: change your shopping habits, start buying the products from your own business, because you're a independent promoter, business owner. Now, because Neolife operates in over 50 countries around the world, the company uses the point value system to monitor or to measure the size of business. Let's say if you do 100 PV or 100 points, that is equivalent to about $160 in value. The second thing we do in our business is we share the business opportunity. That simply means we introduce other people to be users of the products and also promote the products. If you introduce 6 people plus yourself gives you 7, you become a manager in the business and your income is about $45 a month. That is the profit and the bonuses that you receive from the company. Then you need to you teach the people you brought in to duplicate or replicate what you do. The person on the top right corner introduces 2 people, and those 2 introduces 2 others. You'll have 7 people in that network or that group. Plus the other 6 gives you 1,300 PV. Your income is about $90 as a senior manager. Then you need to teach all these people you brought in to do what you do. That is duplication. 700 PV is just for explanation purposes. It could be more, it could be less. In this example, 6 people that do 700 PV each, plus your own gives you 4,300. You become a director in the business. All right. Now, not everybody is going to join your business. Some people will want to just use the products as customers. These people, you make a net profit from them of 20% because they're not registered with the company. They have to buy through you, and you make a net profit from the sales that you make. The third thing we do in our business is personal development. Personal development simply means that you take time to grow as a person, your knowledge base, your skill set, your attitude, and that is done through the support system that your leader in your business has put together. We have training, we have support, we have personal development material, we have conferences, we attend seminars, we attend conventions to help you grow your business. If you want to earn more money from this business, a very simple idea: help other people become directors in your group. If you help one more person become a director, your income goes to $1,000. If you help 3 people be directors like yourself, your income goes to about $2,000. If you help 6 people become directors, your income goes beyond $5,000 as a president's team member. And now I want to introduce one of the upcoming president's team members, a very dear friend of ours from Uganda. Jesse, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Pascal.
Yes, take it away. I'm always very excited to hear your story. I think that might give you an incentive to come to Uganda someday, very soon. Jesse?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pascal. It's always a pleasure to join you on this call, and especially I like the way you break down the concept and make it easy to understand for all the guests. And I hope and believe that any guest on the call has appreciated the concept of business that we do, because it is what has brought us to where we are, and we believe that it can take you to where you want to be. As already mentioned, my name is Jesse Ainebyoona. Professionally, I trained as a mechanical engineer, and that's where this opportunity found me. I was a student at the time when I was invited for the very first time to have a look at this opportunity. Today, I'm married. My wife is called Diana, and God has blessed us with 2 daughters. One is called Ruby, she is 6, and the other one is called Mariah, she is 4. So when I started this business, I was invited just the way you have been invited. I came, I sat in the room. It was a physical meeting, unlike today where it is an online presentation. And when I sat in the meeting, I saw the products, and at the back of my mind, I was thinking, I think they are going to tell us to go out and sell them. Then towards the end of the meeting, they invited some young people to come and share their experiences. And I as they shared their experiences, I told myself, if those people have done it, I think I can also do it. And another thing I told myself is that you will never know if you can do it until you try it. Sometimes you just have to give yourself the benefit of doubt. You just have to bet on yourself, because truly you will never know if you can do this business until you try it. So I looked for the money. I didn't have the money at the time. And somehow, sometimes in life, opportunities come at the time that is most inconvenient. Maybe you have had money over the few days, and then now the opportunity has come, and it finds that you have just used up all the money that you had. That is the place where I was. So I went ahead, looked for the money, got started in the business, and I started doing the business. And for me, my story is a bit different because 1 month went by, a second month came, a third month, a fourth month. And then the person who invited me asked me, Jesse, how is your business doing? And quite frankly, it wasn't growing. I was stuck. Things were not happening. Then he asked me, which products are you using? I was not using any product at that time. I think he sensed that there might be something that I'm not revealing. So he immediately said, that's where I want us to start. And I thought I should share that because I started the business with the mindset of go out and tell people about the products. Little did I know that I can only tell other people about the products if I personally have used them. So I had some little money on me. I went and I started using the products. I remember the first products that I used, there was a hand and body lotion. I bought a Super 10. I bought LDC for my household cleaning. And then I also bought G1 laundry. Now, something interesting happened. That the day I opened those products and began to use them, it's like there were scales on my eyes. And as soon as I used the products, my eyes opened. My confidence began to grow. I began to talk to everyone I would meet because now I had firsthand experience with the products. So I began to talk to people. I would just walk up to people with a lot of confidence and share with them. And that thing taught me that many times we think that you need a lot of knowledge to talk about the products, but all you need is to share your personal experience. Because when you share the products you're using, you gain credibility. So I began to talk to people. I remember that month, I brought 5 people into the business. I went ahead and became a manager. I earned my first commission. It was a small commission, but the confidence I had was that if I could do this, maybe one day I could earn the big checks that they were talking about. The following 2 months later, I became a senior manager. And at that time, I was a second-year student. I continued to grow the business. And I remember I was in my 3rd year when I built the business and became a director. As a director, I was earning about $400 to $500. Now, being a student of mechanical engineering, knowing where I was going at the end of my course, I knew that there were very few jobs that would pay me that money as a graduate engineer, as a full-time paid engineer. So I continued to work the business. And I remember for me, one of the times that my motivation really kicked up was when the company was going to celebrate the Golden Jubilee. This was in 2008, and the venue was announced to be in London. Now, I had never traveled up until that point. I had never got onto a plane. I remember that I had only been to the airport twice. The first time I was escorting, my dad had taken us to the airport on a Christmas holiday and hoping to see how planes take off and land. But unfortunately, that day, there were no planes taking off. There were no planes landing. The next time I had an opportunity to go to the airport was when I was escorting a friend of mine who was traveling to Japan. And I remember when I got there, I saw how this guy boarded that plane. I saw how he got on the aircraft. I saw how the plane got out of the parking, how it got on the runway. And for me, everything was like a movie because I had never come this close. Now, I know maybe you have traveled, but for me at the time, I was seeing everything like magic. So I saw the plane take off and get into the sky. And let me tell you, coming back from the airport that day, I told myself, Jesse, one day I will also travel somewhere. That was around the time when the event was announced that the way we are going to Mauritius next year, now they say next year we shall be celebrating the Golden Jubilee in London. Wow. I went and I said, this is my time. I remember I went and I got photographs of aeroplanes. I got pictures of London. I put them in my diary and I began to work and I talked to people. There were people who told me, get out of my office. There were people who told me, I don't believe in that kind of system. But there were also people who believed in what I was talking about. And for me, the dream came true when I finally achieved the incentive and I was invited to London along with a delegation of other people from Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, and other parts of the world. And for me, it was my first time on a plane. That will forever be something that I still, to this day, I still hold very dearly because I saw my dream come to pass in front of my eyes. I remember one of the things that really intrigued me was the picture of the plane that I had in my diary was an Emirates aircraft. Now, coincidentally, when it was boarding time, the plane we were using that day to go to London was an Emirates aircraft. And that's when I began to realize that, dreams come to pass if you have the courage to pursue them. Dreams come to pass if you have the courage to pursue them. So I would invite you, put your dreams in pictures, because there is something called, the power of attraction. Many times the things we think about a lot are the things that we draw into our lives. And that is the day I began to work the business so hard. I remember from London, we were there for 2 weeks. The event itself was about 3 days, but we gave ourselves an extension of about 2 weeks. From London, the following year, we went to Johannesburg, we went to Durban. I've been to Cape Town. I remember when I was in Cape Town, we visited Robben Island, we hiked Table Mountain. I've been to Mauritius. I've been to Victoria Falls. When I was at the Victoria Falls, one of the activities I'd always wanted to do was the bungee jumping, but I had never got the chance to go there. I mean, to do what? So finally, I got to Victoria Falls and I told myself, I'm not leaving here without doing this activity. I'm told it is the second highest height in the whole of Africa. So I said, let me do it. I did that, and to this day, I have that video that always reminds me to do what seems impossible. So as far as travel is concerned, I have reached and realized that dream. And in case you are here, whatever dream it is that you have, you can achieve it. I remember one of the times we were invited for the Ruby orientation in Johannesburg. And that very time, I invited my mother to come along because she has been of great support in my life. So I felt the best way I can reward her is a fully paid trip, care of Neolife. And I remember we traveled there for it was our first time on an aircraft. We spent there 3 days, all expenses paid, in a 5-star hotel, and we traveled back. Who does that? Where do you find that? Neolife will make your dreams come to pass. For me, my dream had always been to travel, and I can tell you, I achieved it. Aside from the travel, by the time I graduated, the income I was earning from Neolife was good enough for me not to even go looking for a job, because this is a business that would pay you for every amount of effort that you put in. Out of that money, I remember by the time I graduated, I was already driving my own car as a student. I was able to take this money that I was earning and make investments. To this day. Those investments are still growing. So it is a business that can build you. And remember that I started as a student. There are not many opportunities out there that would give a student a chance to build wealth the way this business has done for me. This is an equal opportunity for everybody, regardless of how old you are, regardless of where you went to school, regardless of how qualified you are, regardless of anything. This is a business that you just have to embrace. You just have to put in your effort. You just have to put in your mind, and the rest will come to pass. So if you put in the effort, it will certainly come to pass for you. In addition to that, the products have been amazing. Initially, when I started the business, I was not so keen on the healthcare products. In fact, for me, I started using the cleaning products because I had a thinking that maybe these healthcare products are drugs. But out of the training, my mindset changed, and I was able to start using the products. And one of the health challenges that I had for a very long time was a challenge of flu. I hardly get sick, but whenever I would get flu, I would get fever, I would get headache, I would be down for about 3 days. So I began to take vitamin C and zinc over and over and over. And as we speak now, I hardly get flu. When it comes, maybe a day or maybe half a day, within less than that period of time, I am back to normal, I am back on track. So it is a business that has got wonderful products. In addition to that, we have given these products to our children, and we have seen them grow. They are so vibrant, their immunity is good. And when you find them with other children, there is a huge difference between our children and other children of their age because of the difference that the products have made. One of the things that I have personally enjoyed in this business is the freedom of time and the freedom of choice. I interact a lot with people who are employed, and I know, one of the things that everyone loves is they love to own their life. They would love to own their time. They would love to be in charge of their own time, of their own lives. Unfortunately, they don't have that privilege. One of the things that I am forever grateful for is that Neolife gives you an opportunity to work on your terms. You choose when you want to work. You choose when you want to go into town and meet your prospects. You choose even how much you want to be paid, because sometimes you work for a boss, you put in so much time, You even work overtime, but you're never compensated. But in this business, every amount of time that you put in it comes back to you because it is your business. You choose when you want to work. I remember when we were expecting our daughters, whenever it was time for antenatal, I wanted to support my wife, and I was able to be with her all through the journey. Why? Because of the opportunity of the freedom of time and the freedom of choice that we have. So in case you're wondering if this is an opportunity that can work for you, this is something that can change your life. For me personally, one of the biggest things that I will forever be grateful for about Neolife is the opportunity for personal development. Personal development. What do I mean by personal development? Anyone who knows me, I remember at one time when I started the business, Janet was among the people who started the business here in Uganda. And someone met her and said, of all the people who started the business, the person who shocked me the most was Jesse. Because anyone who remembers me back in school will tell you I was so shy, I could not talk to anybody. So if you were even me, if I was looking for someone to sponsor, I would not sponsor myself, because I couldn't talk to people. But out of this business, I want to tell you, I have grown in terms of my confidence. I have grown in terms of my self-esteem. This business has helped me to discover myself. It has helped me to discover that there is a diamond within me. There is a giant within me. And within each one of us here, there is someone special within each one of you here. I remember one time when I was at the university, we were doing a practical. This was a welding practical. Mechanical engineering is highly practical. So we were doing this course where I would get, say, let me just use this tool. So for example, in welding, it is about joining two metals. Okay? And every time I would try to join the metals, it would just, so I would try to put the metals together. And then I couldn't bear the sight of it. So someone saw me and he saw what was happening. And he said, young man, let me help you. So he took my metals and then he just looked aside. He was actually looking at me and he joined them and the two stuck together. Then he told me something. He said, you see, these things are very simple. And as I saw him doing that, at the back of my mind, I said, God, the way this man loves this work, the way this man finds it so simple and so easy, I pray that I will also find a career which I can do. Yeah, it is not really working for, working because I have to, but working because I love it so much that even if I had all the money and all the time, I would still do it. And when I look back, I realized that prayer was answered. Because today, the work I do with Neolife, the work I do in empowering people, the work I do in inspiring and empowering people to become a better version of myself, that has become the purpose of my life. Today, my direction is clear. I know what I'm capable of. I know where I am going. I know the kind of value that I bring to the table. Today, I am no longer that shy, that person who lacked confidence. I remember at one time, someone looked at me and said, Jesse, you're very clumsy. I thought that was a compliment. But when I went back and looked up this word in the dictionary, I found that it was a very terrible description. And I think he was right, because at that time, that's who I was. But this business has helped me to appreciate who I am, has helped me to appreciate the kind of strength and the giftings that I have. And I know that it can work for you the same way. I have been recognized by an international company, an international organization for distinction in communication and leadership. That is something that has happened largely because of my involvement in Neolife. So in case you are here on the call and maybe you're wondering, is this business worth it? I want to reassure you that this business is worth it. It is worth your time. It is worth your investment. It is worth your input. It is worth your effort. And it is not a difficult business. It is a business that only works if you are crystal clear about your dream. I remember when I was building this business, one of the things that I just used to do was they told me, and that's why I want to encourage you, to use the products, to share the products, but most importantly, to come for training. Because in training, they always told us, when you meet people, when you are new, especially, you may not have the information to share with them. All you do, ask them one question. If I would show you a way you can work part-time and make some additional income, would you be interested? That is the only question I used to ask. So sometimes I would go to a restaurant And then I sit with someone, we just start a conversation about anything and everything. And then as I'm about to walk away, I would tell the person, it's been nice meeting you. It's been nice talking to you. Let me ask you something just before I leave. If I would show you a business, that's when I would slow down so that they get every word and I don't have to repeat. If I would show you a business that you can do in your spare time, working part-time, would you be open to see how you can work part-time and make some additional income? And then I would keep quiet. And I remember that when I threw out that question the first time, it felt an awkward question, but I was shocked by the response because the response was yes. Then the person said, what is it about? I said, you come with me tomorrow, shall show you the bigger picture. Right now, I am running away. I'm running to my next appointment. But if you have time, let's go together tomorrow and I will show you how it works. That gentleman came and surprised me. He got started. That was among my first people to start the business. Ever from that time onwards, that became the way I did the business. Wherever I would go, anywhere I would sit, have a conversation, invite them the same way. One time I was in a restaurant with a complete stranger, posed the same question. Then he asked me, what is it about? I said, you know, I'm on my way out. But if you have time tomorrow, I will be happy to invite you. We can go together and you can see how others are doing it. That it was as simple as that. So what I'm simply saying is be open to learning, be in training, because that's where the knowledge is shared. That's where everything happens. Sometimes we meet people and they begin to say all kinds of things about the business model of network marketing. But it is in training. When you come to this call and Pascal explains it so well, you realize that this is the business of the 21st century. So you cannot build this business if you do not make yourself available for training. How do you share this business? Those are some of the questions that sometimes we ask. And all those questions can easily be answered as long as you are available to train. Thankfully today, we have trainings physically, we have trainings online, we have trainings on Zoom. You know, you can even have a 3-way call with your sponsor. It is upon you to make the time and just be open to learning, because in this business, there is no end to learning. I've been part of this business now for 18 years. I am still learning. I am still growing, and the best is yet to come. In addition to that, I want to encourage you to pursue your dream. You know, find out what exactly it is that for you want to achieve. For me, what really spurred me to do this business was my love for travel. I really wanted to do it and I did it. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe it is to help some people. Maybe you want to travel like I did. Maybe you want to make some money. Maybe you want to take your children to a better school. Maybe you want to live in your own house. Maybe you want to drive your own car. Be crystal clear about the why. Not many times we want to know, how do we do this business? But let me tell you, the reason why contributes only the reason why contributes 99% of your success in the business. When sometimes a new person starts the business and they are sponsoring people, they are bringing in people, and you're wondering, what are they telling them? It is not because they are so knowledgeable. It is because they are so excited. So in the same way, when you are crystal clear about your reason, the how, you will find out the how. But when the why is clear, the how will become possible. Last but not least, I just want to challenge you. The way to do this business, it takes work. In fact, we call it networking. You know, it's networking. So in other words, we have to work. And the work that we do is that we talk to people. But even as we talk to people, the way to succeed in this business is to do it consistently. Consistently. I remember when I started the business, some people told me, but just those things, will they work for you? And as long as I was consistent with talking to people, you know, you talk to people, some people will say yes, other people will say no, it doesn't matter. As long as you are consistently talking to people, at one point in time, someone somewhere will say yes. So sometimes guests wonder, but you know, a new distributor is wondering, how do I make this business work? The way to make it work is consistency. Yes, you talk to people today, they say successful people do consistently what the average people do occasionally. Successful people do consistently what average people do occasionally. So in other words, when it comes to drawing the circles, when it comes to showing the plan, when it comes to inviting, when it comes to using the products, when it comes to sharing Neolife, when it comes to training, don't do it occasionally. Don't do it out of convenience. Don't say, today I have time, so let me go. No, Do it consistently. Come rain, come shine, day in, day out. As long as you keep on doing those things, you can be crystal clear that this business will work for you. This business works, but it works if you work it. It works if you work it. Anyone that has worked this business, sometimes people say it benefits those who started first. No, it benefits anyone who has the courage, who has the consistency, who has the discipline to put in the effort day in, day out. If it can work for other people, it can work for you. If it has worked for me, it can certainly work for you. Today, where do I see myself? Pascal said, I am on my way to president's team. And that is very true. That is something I am talking. It is something I'm seeing. It is something I'm working at, because I know that if others have done it, I can also do it. And you know, that's the beauty about this business. The beauty about this business, unlike a corporate organization, is that you can only have one president. In a corporate organization, you'll only have one president. You can only have one MD. You can only have one CEO. But the beauty about this business is that there is enough room at the top for all of us here to be world team members and to be president's team members. So I want to invite you, those of us here who have the courage to pursue our dreams in a free enterprise system, those of us who have the courage to rise above, you know, all those other sayings that people always give us. This business works for people who have the courage to pursue their dreams. If you are one of those people, this business is for you. Set aside the naysayers, set aside what people are saying, pursue your dream, because I will tell you something. The day this business works for you is the day you will forget everything that people have been saying. I remember when I sat on that plane to go to London, I forgot all the people who said no. I forgot all the people who said, just this business will never work for you. I forgot all the people who said, never tell me these things again. I forgot all the people that had rejected me. All I could see was my dream come to pass. And remember, success does not come on a silver platter. You have to put in the effort. But when you put in the effort, there is no limit. There is no limit to how high you can go in the kind of business that we operate. So I would like to welcome you. I would like to invite you to the family of Neolife. And I wish you all the best as you put in the time, as you put in the effort, as you work your business, as you pursue your dreams, as you talk to people, as you do everything that a business owner does. As you do those things, you can be rest assured that one time, one day, you will be on this call as a president's team member. I wish you all the best, and I'll hand back to you, Pascal. Thank you so much.
Jesse, thank you so much. If I was a guest, I would ask my sponsor to give me the form yesterday, because after such a story, I don't see any other reason to keep dilly-dallying. In fact, Jesse has said something very important, that the people who really work the hardest are the ones who become successful. There are some colleagues of ours who are attending this meeting who joined more than 5 years after we did, and they earn more income than we do. Why? Because they've built a better structure. One of the things that our business does is we take full advantage of online services. For example, if you want to order products, you can order products online. If you want to register new distributors and build your network, you can register them online. Once you register as a distributor or a promoter, the company creates for you your own personalized website. And also you have what is called a back office, where you can monitor and manage your business. Training is done locally and internationally by online services. For example, in this meeting, we've got people from all over the African continent and some people from the USA attending this presentation. Delivery of products, the company contracts courier companies in every market they do business, so that the products are distributed to or are delivered to our customers. Payment for the products or payment of bonuses is done by EFT or mobile money. So the company has tried to make business as efficient as possible, so that it makes it possible for people to build a business. One of the things that we do every year is to meet for the convention. In this year, the convention is going to be in Dar es Salaam for the East African region on the 28th of October. In Southern Africa, the convention will be on the 14th of October. So each region, the company has conventions where all the distributors come together to share success, share information and recognition, so that people who have been doing the business can be recognized for the work that they do. Now, how do you get started? If you're a guest, speak to the person who invited you. They'll give you an application form for registration. In Botswana, it's between 650 and 2,300 pula, 330. In South Africa, it's 870 to 1,880. In Kenya, is 8,000 to 10,000 shillings. In Nigeria, for those of you who are in Kenya, the prices are going up on the 27th of August. So maybe if you need to make a decision in the next few days. In Nigeria, it's 32,000 or 40,000 naira. In Tanzania is 153 or 190,000 Tanzania shillings. In Uganda is 225,000 or 273,000 Uganda shillings. In USA is $75. In Togo is 43,500 or 58,500 francs CFA. In Italy is 64 euros. In Ghana is 542 or 866 Ghanaian cedis. In Cameroon is 56,000 or 68,000 francs CFA. This is what you need to become successful. One of the things our business uses is called leverage. This is one of the key ingredients of any successful venture. If you want to be wealthy, you have to take advantage of the power of leverage. For example, if I'll give you two options: $1 million in cash or 1 cent double every day for 31 days. The ordinary person would choose $1 million. If you double 1 cent every day for 31 days, the figure is $10.7 million. That is the power of leverage. So if you're a guest, remember, success begins with a decision. If you make a decision, that's where success begins. Because if Jesse did not make a decision when he was presented with the business, he wouldn't have been sharing with us his story today. Once you make a decision, the next thing is you need to have a dream, clarity of what you want. What do you want to have? What do you want to do or achieve? Secondly, you need to find out what you need to do and know. That is, you need to be teachable. Teachability is one of the key to success in our business. Thirdly, hard work, discipline, guts, and persistence. And fourth, the belief in yourself, your sponsor, or Neolife. I'm not really sure if it's correct to say you need faith to succeed, because faith means evidence for the things unseen. But we have all seen that there are people who are successful in this business. So you need belief in yourself that you also can become as successful as Jesse, that you can become successful as some of the people in our business. That is what you need in this business. What is next for you as a guest? The next step is get back to the person who invited you. They'll give you the form. They'll guide you how to get started. Just follow their advice. If you follow their advice, you will shorten your learning curve and your success will come to you quicker. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much for spending this evening with us. I want to thank Alan for hosting our presentation this evening and Jesse for sharing with us your incredible story. Thank you, good night, and God bless.